I'll be honest, I think people are being way too casual about what's happening here. This isn't just a policy tweak. And it's not just some faceless group of wealthy investors who are going to feel it. This is much broader than that. It hits mums and dads, it hits aspirational property owners, it hits people who bought one investment property because they were trying to get ahead. And it can even hit first home buyers who bought in the last 12 to 18 months with a small deposit at a high loan to value ratio, who are now staring at the real possibility of negative equity. That's the part that seems to be getting missed. People talk about property investors like they're all sitting on huge portfolios and endless cash. They're not. A lot of them are normal Australians who borrowed heavily, took a risk, and tried to build some sort of future outside of just relying on wages and super. And now we're seeing values soften in parts of the market. Auction clearance rates have come back. Confidence has taken a hit. And instead of a clear plan, it feels like the government has basically said, we don't really know how to fix housing affordability, so let's throw a grenade into the whole thing and see where the pieces land. And then, just to add a bit more fuel to the fire, we now have the agreement with the Greens around stopping or restricting LRBAs inside super funds. So now you've got another group of people affected. People who may have turned to SMSF borrowing because that was the only way they could see themselves entering the property investment market. And what about people who have already exchanged contracts? What about off-the-plan buyers who paid deposits, committed to a future settlement, and now may find that the rules change, or lenders change their appetite, or valuations don't support the purchase? These people could be stuck. Not just disappointed, stuck. Potentially unable to settle, potentially losing deposits, potentially losing hundreds of thousands of dollars once you add up the deposit money, legal costs, stamp duty, advice, and everything else that goes into a property purchase. And for what? That's my issue. If you're going to wipe wealth off household balance sheets, you need to be very clear about what the upside is. Who actually benefits? When do they benefit? How much more affordable does housing become? And does that benefit outweigh the damage done to existing homeowners, recent buyers, investors, renters, and people who are relying on property as part of their retirement plan? Because wealth doesn't always transfer neatly. Sometimes it just disappears. One week, a family has equity in their home, then the market moves, confidence drops, lenders tighten, and that equity is gone, evaporated into thin air. And no one can clearly explain who is actually better off at the end of it. That's what frustrates me. There are other ideas that would actually help buyers without blowing up confidence across the whole market. Make interest tax deductible for first home buyers for the first 5 years of owning their first home. Look at removing restrictions and costs where parents want to gift money to their children purely to help them buy their first home. Remove stamp duty for older Australians downsizing from the family home so larger homes can be freed up for families and older Australians can unlock equity to help fund retirement. These are practical ideas. They're not perfect, but at least they're aimed at helping people into housing without just smashing confidence and hoping something good falls out the other side. Because that seems to be the approach right now. Push investors out, restrict SMSF borrowing, hope first home buyers somehow benefit. But markets don't work that cleanly. The people with cash, advice and confidence will usually move first. They'll find the distressed sellers, they'll find the bargains, they'll take advantage of the uncertainty, and the people who are supposed to benefit may still be stuck dealing with borrowing limits, deposit gaps, higher living costs, and lender policy. So no, I don't think this is just a wealth transfer. I think a lot of it is wealth evaporation. And every homeowner in Australia should be paying attention to that. Because once confidence goes, equity can disappear very quickly. And right now, I don't see a clear enough plan for who actually wins from all this.